You know how hard they can be to understand sometimes.
Sometimes teens don't know what they're doing, even though they act like it. Fox 4's parenting expert Heather Waterfield is here with some tips on how to set guidelines and help them make good decisions. I would think this would be a bit of a challenge for teenagers.
Absolutely, yeah.
A bit, you think?
Right. When do we stop? When do we start? You know, and I think the short answer is, as long as they're in your household, you should set limits for them. Because that's not to say they can't make their own decisions or, you know, take responsibility for their actions, but as long as we set guidelines for our kids, we know that they're more secure in themselves, which is they might not know when they rant and rave at us about how unfair we are, but deep down they know that someone cares enough about them to tell them what they should and shouldn't do. We also know that setting limits also helps them become better decision makers as well. And finally, which the end result is strong, independent, and responsible adults. So how do we set limits for them, right? What are the tips on doing that?
Yeah, and how do you enforce it when they're calling you names over it?
Right, you know, and I think it's the consistency and being calm. Remember, you're the adult in the situation, right? So first of all, set some ground rules. Every family will have different ground rules, but set them. These are the ground rules that we all abide by. And use options so that they know what their privileges are. For example, you know, if you want to stay out with your friends, then you have to call me and check in. And use questions to promote problem solving. For example, why do you think I want you to call me when you stay out with your friends? And discuss situations calmly. Again, be calm, you're the adult, and stand firm and enforce those limits consistently. Once you stop, they'll start to walk all over you. And finally, encourage teens to think for themselves, because this can help them not to conform to peers. And if you set those limits and boundaries, this will have a better chance of us doing that as well. And finally, I also want to promote that we are having our 57th annual Pancake Day, which is benefiting a program of the Family Conservancy called the Student Assistance Program. It's on March 25th from 7:30 to 12:30, all-you-can-eat pancakes. And it's downtown at the Grace and Holy Trinity Cathedral on West 13th in downtown Kansas City, Missouri. And
what kind of kids will this benefit?
Actually, it's homeless kids. So kids who are living on their own, we help provide them with a monthly stipend to live, and so the benefits go for them to help them to graduate from school. And we have a 90% success rate with the students in that program.
How do they get referred to you? Through their teachers or schools?
Yes, and through family members and things like that. So you can also contact our agency for more information on that.
Wonderful, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Good info, Heather.
Yeah.
Here's some of her information, folks. Heather's advice and also information is on our website. If you go to fox4kc.com, click on Mornings. Fox 4 News at 8.